Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm George, and this is Bit by Bit. Up today, we're going to talk about a new employee over at Atari-owned Digital Eclipse. Also, what's up with Xbox and Costco all of a sudden, and Ubisoft's Rayman gets a brand new cartridge release for its 30th anniversary. All that and more coming up right after this. All right, here's the first bit from TimeExtension.com. Dimitris Giannakis, also known as the Modern Vintage Gamer, has left Limited Run Games to join Digital Eclipse under the Atari banner, ladies and gentlemen. So he gave this this little thing over here on X after 6+ years of building and shipping games with the Carbon engine at Limited Game Runs. Yesterday was his last day. Now, this article was published on the 22nd, so I'm guessing that Sunday the 21st was his last day. But he's made the decision to step away from them as lead developer and join the team over at Digital Eclipse. Now, you guys know how much I love what Digital Eclipse does. I'm not as familiar with Limited Run Games. Maybe you guys can educate me down in the comments. Let me know some of the cool stuff they've been doing over there. But still, I think Digital Eclipse is going to be getting a really, really solid employee because this guy's YouTube channel, he's the real deal. He's just like us. He knows and loves video games, maybe even a little bit better than us because he's a developer, but especially classic video games, and that's what Digital Eclipse is all about. You can read a little bit more about his decision here and some of his quotes in this article, which I will have a link to down in the description of this video as always. But yeah, I think Atari and Digital Eclipse made a good decision here by giving the Modern Vintage Gamer a place on their team. All right, here's a bit of a surprising piece of news from thegamer.com. Costco has removed the Xbox section from its US and UK websites. Now, this comes as a bit of a shock to me. This happened also on September 22nd, just like that last article, so it was a big news day there. They didn't tell anybody. There's no big announcements or anything. The writer of this article was just cruising their Costco site and noticed that when he went to search for Xbox, there was nothing there. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's only on the UK sites, even though they said US and UK. So I went to my own Costco site here, and you can watch me right here. I'm going to type in Xbox, watch what happens. Sorry, we're not able to find a match. Okay. That's kind of a big deal that a major retailer is no longer going to be carrying Xbox stuff. So I thought, well, maybe it's just something with their search engine. So let me try Switch. Does Switch pull up anything? Yep, sure does. I mean, first of all, some light switches, but there's your Switch 2. There's some games, posters, Mario stuff. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how Microsoft made Costco mad or what happened, or maybe there's some kind of exclusivity deal now with Sam's Club and Walmart. I have no clue what's going on here. This happened about a week ago. I haven't done any further research to find out if there's any updates or anything, so maybe you guys, again, can educate me down in the comments below this video. I'm certainly wondering what in the world is going on with Xbox and Costco. I mean, I just really have no idea. Here's a bit from GameSpot.com. Rayman is getting a Game Boy cartridge release for its 30th anniversary by way of ModRetro, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not going to spill the beans too much here, but you just might be seeing this cartridge and the ModRetro Chromatic coming up on one of your favorite YouTube channels here in the not too distant future. I'm not, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But this is an article, like I said, from GameSpot.com, where they're talking about it. It's an actual Game Boy Color cartridge, and it is compatible not only with ModRetro's Chromatic, but also the original Game Boy Color hardware, as well as some FPGA stuff like where is it down here? They talk about, the Analog Pocket. It's also compatible with that. So if you've got one of those, an FPGA handheld that can fit the cartridge, you're good to go. Really sweet. They've got a couple of little extras in there. Look, here's a Rayman key charm kind of thing, or maybe hang it on the end of your badge as you're going to your favorite vintage video game convention. It's just really sweet. I think it's nice. And I love Rayman. Rayman was a funny game from 1995. Here we go. The GBC has over 30 levels spread across even main biomes and in-game challenge worlds. Look, if you guys are reading this article, I'm sure you know all about Rayman. Here's a look at that chromatic device that they released last year, originally at $199, but now it is trending at $299, they say right here. But you can still get the GameStop exclusive for $199. It might have some different hardware in it than the original, but still, it's available at that price. You know, Rayman's a beloved franchise. I think this is an awesome thing. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comments down below. And finally, we've got a little bit of sad news from my friend over at the Memory Core. Now, this is that newsletter that I mentioned a couple of episodes back that does a whole bunch of stuff all about video games, vintage video game stuff in every way. They've got right here's a subscribe button. You can click this and you can get their newsletter in your daily emails. They've got a lot of good information. This one was published just today as I'm recording this, and the sad bit of news is that Eden, that emulator that I talked a little bit about before on like 3 or 4 episodes ago, it's a Nintendo emulator that was on the Play Store and on Google Play. It's now been removed. So there's a whole article here that's got some stuff from the lead developer, Camille LeVay. That's got to be LeVay, right? Revealing that the team first started the process back in July. A whole bunch of interesting information here. I'm just really sad that Nintendo is at it again. They're flexing that muscle and they're getting stuff taken down. Now, I know there's going to be people on the other side saying, well, you know, that's illegal. They shouldn't be doing that. Well, you know, I'm just not a big fan of Nintendo's current stance on us not owning the video games anymore. They sell us a little Switch 2 cartridge, but it doesn't have the game on it. It's just a code that goes up and downloads the game, and I don't know if that's true in all game cases, but that's been what's reported so far. So, you know, emulation is a fair trade-off, if you ask me. You know, if you buy the game and then later on they go down their website, links break or whatever, you can't play your game anymore. Emulation is a fair way to allow you to own the thing that you paid for, I think. So that's just my take on it. Love to get a discussion going with you, so hit me up in the comments down below, just like I've said on every other article so far in this episode. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up for another Bit by Bit. I will be back on Sunday with a brand new edition. Hope you guys have a wonderful week here on this hump day of Wednesday, if this is when you're watching it. If you're watching it later, well, I hope you had a great Wednesday anyway. But we'll talk to you again next time. Bye-bye. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.